everyone. Hello. Welcome to a new live stream. I hope that you had a nice weekend. Welcome, Camel Blue. Nice to see you, man. All right, so we're gonna see what's going on this Monday. After a little bit of tension around the wars between Ukraine and Russia, we're gonna see, of course, what's gonna happen. But basically, it should not affect so much. Actually, I think it's just some tension as usual. So let's see what's going on NASDAQ today. We have, of course, our usual list. We have NASDAQ, S&P Gold, Nvidia, Pltr, and Tesla to be analyzed and to see what's gonna happen. Elliott Wave community, nice to see you, man. I hope you enjoyed the weekend. And let's start. So on NASDAQ, everything is expected still, of course, based on our scenario. Fabiano, welcome. Based on our bullish scenario, we have, of course, a wave 4 here that we are looking at potentially after 1-2. We have, of course, several 1-2s here, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 already finished for the double 1-2. We still have this wave 1-2 in the yellow, where we have finished so far a wave 3. We took the high very nicely for a wave 5. Currently we're looking at this wave 4 in the yellow, which it should be, of course, as a very fast zigzag. Now the problem is that we did not reach yet, of course, the fib levels required, of course, but if we take it as a linear, it is potentially hit. Okay, so we have to be careful. It might be already hit or not. Maybe one more leg towards the downside to finish this wave 4. But in all case scenarios, whether now or later on, it's gonna, of course, move toward the upside again. Meaning, if we don't move from here, of course, for higher, it might still take the low to just confirm that we hit the 0.23. And I believe, of course, like it should be looking like an impulse finish. And so basically I would like to see kind of like at least an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or if it wants to end up, of course, as an ending diagonal. This is also a possibility. So we're gonna see. But basically, I would like to say that it is still very bullish. Of course, we're still looking for higher. Nothing is corrective yet. And because in a correction where we might have finished here something like a leading diagonal or wave A here, you would like to see a drop toward the downside, guys. You would like to see an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is it? Nothing. Sideways. Therefore, the highest possibility still going for the scenario where we are looking for 3, 4, 5, 4, and a 5. So very interesting for NASDAQ. And basically on the RSI here, we can see also that we are almost in the low. And we have a potential, of course, of some bullish signals here. Yeah, we don't see, of course, we already took a little bit here the oversold area. And you still see, of course, kind of like a movement toward the upside for the lower lows on the RSI and on the price action, meaning, of course, that is a confirmation that we're moving toward the upside kind of for the RSI. Now, of course, it's not always 100%, but yeah, it gives some insights. On the MACD as well, we can see that the momentum is slowing down so much, of course, and start to potentially reverse toward the upside. If we dive a little bit deeper for the micro levels, we can see that you have potentially a wave 1 in case that we really finish this very fast WX and a Y. Why? Because 3 waves, right? We don't have an impulse. Therefore, it's a WX and a Y very fast, expected, by the way, because of the wave 2 shallow, right? Currently, we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, potentially, of course, in case we are bullish. Don't forget that this can transform to something else, like kind of like expanding flat to finish a bigger WX and a Y, meaning 3 ways down, 3 ways up, wave B taking the high, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, very deep and fast, to finish, of course, a W, X, and a Y. Okay? So, yeah, I mean, with this one, we cannot say 100% that we are bullish 100% from here. Yeah, But in a bigger overview, yes, we are. Okay, whether from there, from this low, or from here. Cool. So let's see also the SPX, what is doing. Actually, the SPX is in green. I already took a look before. Here we go. We are already looking for higher on the 1 hour chart. So as I mentioned before, I don't like it. This wave 5 is very shallow, and of course, like, it looks so much red. Knowing that you took the high, and it might still be looking for a wave 5 here to finish a wave 3, guys. And that means you are here in a 1 2 1 2, and then 1 2 3 4 5 for your main wave 3, meaning 1 2 3 4 and a 5. You're still looking after it to finish a wave 3 in the blue scenario here, which is a 1 2 3 4 and a 5, to finish again a wave 3 in the yellow, which is 1 2 3 4 5, and taking the all-time high simply, of course, with this wave 3 here. This is your all-time high. And this is exactly what we are expecting now. Of course, SPX always is laggy or behind NASDAQ. NASDAQ is always one step ahead. So NASDAQ has already dived deeper, of course, for this wave 4, while SPX is always finishing the wave before it. Felix, Free Minds, hello guys, how you doing? I'm good, thank you guys. I hope you're doing well and that you enjoyed your weekend as well. This weekend I was a little bit not feeling really so good. My voice was not really good for a live stream. I know I promised you, but I didn't felt okay, guys. So I thought that it's not a good timing. But yeah, thanks. Right now I feel better. Here we go. So basically, we are looking for this blue box potentially as well later on after finishing this wave 5. Preferably, guys, preferably that we take the high. Very simple. With this wave 5, preferably at least taking the high and moving down. Okay, and probably this is what it might happen as well. All right, those are the S&P and the NASDAQ. So we start this already at 11 minutes, I think, after welcoming you, and then this one has started at 15, I believe. All right, so now we are at S17 for the gold. Let's put it at 18 already. Okay. So for the gold, what we are looking at is the following. Yeah, of course, the gold is gonna explode since NASDAQ first is moving down. Second, yesterday tension, right, between the Russians and the Ukrainians about this thing. So it's gonna, of course, let the gold explode. Very understandable. However, expected, right? It was expected with our impulse 1 2 3. In case we are impulsive, don't forget our last analysis was, of course, let me reduce the things here to make it clear. Hitting perfectly the green box of a wave 2, which is a golden area for a wave 2, 0.618, 0.786, and moving toward the upside. As you can see, confirmation for lower was not taken, which is the 886. And as I mentioned last analysis, if we are over this, if the price still over this area, you're still in a potential higher prices. Now, again, we took the high, we took the confirmation for higher, and here we go. Right? How much beautiful is that? This was, of course, from our last analysis. And once we took, of course, the high, now currently we are in a formation for 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5 to hit around, of course, the blue box here, 1.618, 1.27. So 3,000, well, I would say 3,400 is a very nice target. Thank you for reminds. Thank you, bro. And then, of course, wave 4, wave 5 continuation for higher. What is that? What it might unfold this scenario? Well, this scenario, and in case we get, of course, a 1 2, let me just check again the fib levels, guys, because it should be updated. Here we go. Yeah, sorry. For the wave 3, 3,400. Yeah, preferably 3,000. Still the same almost, but Yeah, be careful from the 1.27 also, but I believe that it's gonna overshoot a little bit. 3,400 is very likely. Okay, and then 4 and a 5. Now, as one-to-one fib level, as you can see, taken from the wave A, in case you have a wave A or a wave W here, higher potential that you might be in a wave, well, yeah, WY, because A, B, and a C, sorry, because this is an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And then you got, let's say it is an impulse 1, 2, the wave 4 interfere with zone 1, if you remember from the last analysis, and turns it, of course, into 3 waves toward the upside as a W, okay? Meaning W, X, and a Y. Now the wave Y has a long, or I would say a very wide range. Yeah, so here we go. This is your wave Y range, guys. Now the perfection would be, of course, 1-to-1 fib level, 0.618, but you have to be careful that this can finish at any time. Yeah, so the wave Y is tricky a little bit, so you have to follow the structure here. Now the thing is, if we are in W, X, and a Y, therefore you are looking potentially for a zigzag. Yeah. And therefore, this might transform to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave A, and another wave B, and then another zigzag toward the upside. Wave Y even can reach higher, 1.23, 1.38. In this case scenario, you would like to see, of course, an expanding flat wave B. All right. And that means right now, this wave B, which is coming from a wave 3, 3 waves for a wave A, you are looking for 3 waves for a wave B. This wave B can be 1-to-1 fib level, which is 3,490, which is a perfection for a regular flat, just 0.05% less than the top, which is a regular flat, right? A, B, and a C moving for a regular flat 1-to-1 fib level, right? Of course, this 1-to-1 fib level, if we put it at the 1 here with the potential target, you might hit 3,116. But don't forget that this is corrective, and that means, of course, it's gonna move for higher again, right? So this is a minimum target, I would say, for in case we are moving toward the upside. Minimum target should be around 3,490, okay? If you are in a regular flat. And that, be careful, it might be a trap, yeah? That it might be, oh, the gold is moving for higher, new all-time high, right? And then hitting over there, a little bit, right? And I believe all of you have experienced such a scenario, right? Which is an A, B, and a C, right? A regular flat. And then moving for higher later on. Another scenario, it might be, of course, that the zigzag is gonna overshoot here. It depends again on the structure, guys. Once you finish an impulse, any correction, we're gonna measure the A, B, and a C and get a 1-to-1 fib level, which is gonna estimate it for us in case we're gonna take the high or not. Okay? But currently, of course, we cannot yet. We need price action. We need data. But basically, the possibilities right now are minimum potentially 3,490, and potentially that you hit, of course, those levels for a wave Y, because the wave Y has a very long range, okay, very big range, and the wave Y has several characteristics. It can be, of course, zigzag, it can be a flat, or it can be a triangle. Okay, so this is a problem. But obviously, because we are starting as an impulse, and obviously it is impulsive, therefore it gives us a hint that we are in a zigzag, because you would like to see only in an impulse, only in a zigzag, you would like to see an impulse. While if you have a flat, in a flat, you are in 3 waves, right? But don't forget that this can transform to kind of 3 waves, but I believe that it is impulsive, guys, okay? So it might be a big zigzag toward the upside, which is gonna look like, by the way, it's gonna look like an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it is not. Why? Because you have invalidation of an impulse, And if you want to take this as a leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the wave 4 is not interfering with zone 1, which is a rule for leading diagonal, right? And that means, of course, this is definitely 3 corrective waves in W, X, and a Y. Cool. So we're gonna estimate where we're gonna hit, of course, and then be careful. We might hit, of course, this area, which is common targets for a wave B, right? And an expanding flat, and then dropping back toward the downside. In this scenario, of course, you're gonna get much more lower prices, guys. In case we take the high, okay, if you take the high, you're gonna get much more lower prices. And that means in an expanding flat wave C, and this is the difference, okay, it might dive to the 3000. Okay. All right, that was for the gold, guys. So we're gonna see, basically we're looking for higher. Currently you're looking for the 3400. All right, let's see Nvidia. Nvidia at 26. All right. Okay, so Nvidia. Well, basically, okay, yeah, we saw a wave 5 finished already. Let's zoom in. We are, of course, in this impulse as a leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, right? And then having potentially right now a wave 4. Don't forget that the wave 4 is related to this wave 2. This wave 2 is very sharp, preferably that we don't exceed the 0.23 for this wave 4, okay? And it is in a zigzag, so you would like to see actually something not very deep, okay? But yeah, so far this looks very deep and looks impulsive. So if we take a look here, you have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 3, 4, and a 5. Yes, so we have a finished impulse here. And a finished impulse might mean, of course, ABC again. All right, so it might be the case. Unless, guys, we are looking for something different here also, which is much more bullish. And what if this diagonal transformed to several 1, 2s? Okay, this is also a possibility that it might be there in triple 1, 2s. And that means you would like to see 4, 5, 4, 5 to the upside still. Okay, and currently you are looking at this sideways or flat, I would say. Yeah, it is sideways even. Wave 2, meaning this wave 4 might be matching or alternating exactly with this one. So I think I should have, okay, I think I should have this scenario there. So let's work on this. Let's put this an old scenario already finished anyways. And we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Let's say this is the yellow one. Okay. And okay, so therefore we're looking for something else here. And what if we have another 1, 2 here, and then 3, 4, and a 5, which it might be, here we go, this orange one, okay? And then having wave 3, 4, and a 5. Why I start to tend for this one? Because, of course, of the deep correction, okay? Because of the deep correction that we got as a new data here, it tells me that, okay, I'm alternating this wave 2, right? And alternating this wave 2, of course, because it is kind of like a flat, right? Very sideways. And this is higher potential, guys. Yeah, right now it's a higher potential. And that means, of course, if we are looking at a wave 2 here, so here we go. Yeah, now we have to adapt this to it. So we have hit already the 0.23, which is very understandable with a one wave A, B, and a C, and it might hit the 0.38, $130. Yep, basically yes. If we dive a little bit deeper inside it, what are the potential to be finished here in a zigzag and hitting only the 0.23? Well, there is a potential, guys. You have to be careful with it because it can be, of course, a finished. Yeah, it can be kind or soon to be finished. Okay, so be careful. Can be an A, or here 3 ways down, W, X, and a Y somehow. Okay, one more leg. The wave Y is a zigzag. You have a zigzag, an X, and another zigzag. So be careful. Yeah, can be, and it can be already finished. Internally, it can be finished as a zigzag here. Here we go. Double zigzag with an X. Finished already here. Why? Because if you take a closer look here, you can see, of course, that you might have a leading diagonal here. A leading diagonal, which it might be, of course, a start of an impulse, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continuation towards the upside simply. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 1, wave 2 given, wave 3. So confirmation for this is simply taking the high. Once we take the high, I believe if we move very high, therefore, okay, it's moving on, and we are in triple 1-2s here, which is much more bullish, of course, for Nvidia. Yep. So those are the possibilities for Nvidia, unless, of course, if we don't take the high, therefore, just watch the low. If we take the low, we're moving to the blue zone. Okay. Next level would be the 130. Very simple. Okay. Easy setup here. Taking the high, we're moving higher. Taking the low, we're moving to $130. Then moving up again, of course. Yep. But be careful, of course. With shorting, be careful, guys. It's very risky to short it, especially after this massive drop, which it looks like double zigzag. Okay, corrective. All right. So Palantir. Let's see Palantir. Okay, I would like also to just take a simple look at. Oh, you are already in the oversold, guys. Be careful. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Momentum on the 1-hour chart is shrinking down, and you have bullish divergence. Yeah. Yeah. You have bullish signal, guys. Be careful. All right. Nice. All right. Let's move for Palantir. Palantir, we have 32. Okay. Oh, very bullish also. Interesting. Yes, so in Palantir, I have mentioned, I doubt a little bit what's going on here, unless we are in several 1-2s again. Yeah. But to make sure that we are in several 1-2s, meaning 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and then wave 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 towards the upside, which is very high possibility as well. First, I'm gonna estimate, of course, a W in a zigzag, an X, and a wave Y. 1, 2, wave Y should be another zigzag. Here we go. Okay, so double zigzag again. Okay, and an X. This double zigzag, whether you are bullish in several 1-2s or in WX and a Y, you are looking for this blue box. Therefore, it is much, of course, safer right now, of course, to be anyway bullish, looking for this area. And then after what's going on here, we're gonna re-estimate, but very high possibility that we are in triple 1-2s. Okay, so very high possibility. So actually, we're gonna add this as well to keep it in mind. Okay, so just to keep it in mind, we're gonna add it just aside as a scenario. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 1, 2 again, 3, 4, and a 5 for the white, and sorry, and then final 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, so this one might be our ultimate bullish scenario. Okay, and probabilities are high. Okay, so bullish alternative. Okay, and that means next target, in case we are in this scenario, so I'm gonna dive a little bit also with the targets with it and show the difference. You are looking at 175 potentially for a wave 3 only. Okay, only for a wave 3, this one. Then having 4, 5, which it might, of course, overshoot it. Wave 3, 4 and a 5, finishing 3, 4 and a 5. Okay, and this is very interesting one. Yeah, very interesting one. Now in confluence between this scenario and the other one, okay, you see that we have to pass already this to reach higher. In case we pass the 159, therefore you're looking directly for the 175 or 74. Very, very interesting, right? But always give priority. So because you have a target and priority for this, just to not be like Moonboy, right? Just think about what it might happen before. So if we hit here, perfect. Maybe you take TP1 and then you hold on, then TP2. I don't know. Have a strategy, of course, and a plan. But yeah, this is the idea. Free minds. I was waiting for gold to break the trend line and confirm the uptrend, and was waiting to enter into it, but unfortunately I couldn't. I was sleeping and when I woke up I just saw that gold is 2%. Yeah, limit then. Limit the orders. That's why there are limit orders. Yeah, so think about it. Of course, have a stop loss and everything within your limit order if the things works. Alternatively, like if you are sleeping or not ready. So also the limit orders can have a stop loss, I think, right? So yeah. Sorry to hear it, bro. Okay. It happened with me also before, of course, but I try to put always limit orders based on my plan here. Cool. Tesla. Let's see Tesla. 37. Palantir very bullish. Yes. Yes, very bullish. Minimum target is 159. Second target is 175. And simply continuation for higher later on. 45, 45, 45. Okay. All right. Let's see Tesla, guys. Tesla. So Elon Musk is back. Is back to work. Let's see how it's gonna affect, of course. I mean, look, I mean, just fundamentally, when the things like start to like he announced that he wants to get back to work on Tesla and the other companies, the things start to move up. Yeah, very, very incredible. All right. So basically on Tesla, let's start with the lower time frame and then we move for the overview, right? Bullish and bearish. Basically on the lower time frame, we have two possibilities as well, where we are potentially in a 1-2. You are looking for a wave 3 as an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finish, you are looking right now for a wave 4. Therefore, you would like to see what we are looking at right now, right? Which is between the 0.23, 0.38, 327 is the potential target. You have here a zigzag. You would like to have a flat, okay, or a triangle. Okay, so flat is also very possible, meaning zigzag, correction, impulse, okay, and then moving toward the upside. Basically, right now we're looking for lower. In case we are in W, X, and a Y, you have finished a wave A, you're looking at a wave B, you are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to finish. So the bearish scenario here is bullish, right? Is short-term bullish. Why? Because if you are bearish, you are looking at W, X, and a Y. And after a wave Y, which it should be a zigzag, you're looking to drop toward the downside again, right? And if you are in a wave Y, you have the wave A, which is an impulse, wave B, correction, and potentially this is an impulse, therefore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To finish an A, B, and a C zigzag in double zigzag correction, okay? Which is bullish. Short term, it is bullish, but in long term, it is bearish, right? Unless you are in 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And this is your signal. What does it mean? If the price takes the 0.23, and correct as it should be as an impulse. Therefore, there is no doubt that this is an impulse, and we're looking toward the upside later on again for a wave 5. And that means, of course, something bullish is unfolding, which we're gonna see, of course, what it might be on the daily. Okay. All right, free minds. Exness account. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what do you mean, but for the gold, I know that it is the same like Forex, right? I'm out of it, guys. This meta trader, I'm out of it. It's a little bit like uncomfortable after trading with crypto platforms and the new technologies and how the trading goes on. Well, you cannot match it, and therefore I'm out of it. I'm not trading gold even, but I do it just for you guys because it's very interesting and for my friends as well. I have a friend who's contact me always about gold, and so that's why. But yeah, I don't trade it. I trade just stocks and crypto. Yeah. I cannot really help with this. But I know that there is limit order in Forex. I was trading with it before, so limit order can be given. Free minds. I'm actually from India. Welcome, man. Welcome from India, all of you. Yeah, so a lot of greetings to India. Yep. So basically, what we are looking on the daily, let's continue the daily. What if the both scenarios, in both scenarios, what if we're looking to an impulse, right? So if this is an impulse, finished impulse here, right? What does it mean? It does mean that you are in a bullish scenario for an ending diagonal. You're gonna finish impulse, correction, impulse, because you are in 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to finish a wave C, which is of course an A, B as expanding flat wave C diagonal. In case we are bearish, which is the WX and Y, and it's gonna finish here and it will not take the high, meaning you are looking at this triangle, guys. Wave Y, triangle or WX and Y. Here we go. This triangle, you see it? Okay, meaning A, B, C, D, and a E. Okay, or WX and a Y. W in a flat, zigzag for X, zigzag for the Y. Okay. Again, targets or key levels to be watched is the current price action, because the current price action, if it hits this area, higher possibility you are in an impulse, meaning higher possibility on the daily you are in the ending diagonal, meaning you are looking for the all-time high. All right, guys, so that was it for the today live stream. I hope that you enjoy it and that it is helpful. Don't forget to hit that like button to help the channel to survive and of course to move on. Thank you for watching. Thank you, everyone. See you in